Happy Self Love Sunday. I am Moe Sass, the host of Self Love Sundays with Sass. I am a certified life coach who considers herself an aide in the village that helps walk along people through their journeys so they can have the life they so desperately desire, whether that is financial freedom, relationships of all kinds, right? That I'm talking whether it's marriage or boyfriend, girlfriend, partnership, relationships with your children, relationship on your job, all relationships, right? So I actually help people walk through those journeys because we can't do it alone. Most times, and I'm talking from I always speak for myself first, right? So oftentimes we think that we can walk these journeys alone, that, there's no one else out there like me. And, we tell ourselves all these stories. The truth of the matter is we were not put here to do it alone. We were not put here to do it alone. I do not think that God would have created all of these people all over the world if we were meant to take these walks alone. We're not. And most times we like to take the walks with our friends and families, and that's beautiful. And there's times when we need a little bit more than that. So that's where people like myself come in at, life coaches. Also, if it's something deep, I always tell people if you have inner childhood trauma, any sort of like rape, abuse, things of that nature that's truly deep, I am a strong, strong advocate for therapy. I myself went to therapy, and I like to say Jesus plus therapy equals what you see today, honey. And I want to be clear, I always start this with this factor. I do not care what you call your higher power. I don't care if you call it Buddha, Allah, I say a tree, the universe, the God within yourself. I really don't care. I like to say it's my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and it's okay if you don't. I'm not here to tell you who to believe in. I'm here to tell you that it is imperative that you are in tune and touch with someone. And the reason why is today we're going to talk about, are you walking in your gift? And the importance of walking in your gift. Now, I realize some people will say, I don't even know what my gift is. I don't really know what my purpose is. And that's another reason why people like me are very important. Life coaches, I sit with people and help them work on creating a vision for your life. If you don't have a vision for your life, that's why your life is in disarray. I'm going to say it again. If you don't have a vision for your life, that's why your life is in disarray, right? And then once you create a vision for your life, I help you develop the steps to walk in that, to create the person you were meant to be. A lot of times when I'm talking about writing a person's story, it's not some far-fetched story of someone who doesn't exist. Oh, it's your higher self when you write that story, just in case you didn't know. That's what that is. And it's so important. And I'm gonna tell you what happened with me and why today I felt the need to come and really, really hone in on this message of walking in your gift. So I think it was last weekend, because I was in Atlanta a month ago for a conference, and then I think it was a week or so ago, I was back in Atlanta for another conference. And usually before the conferences start, I start my mornings off. I have a routine. It's very important that you develop a routine for yourself. So I have a routine where I get up in the morning and I pray and meditate, and I ask, God to use me in whatever way he sees fit, because my gift are I have a few gifts, but the gift. So let me just say this. Let me back up because I'm getting too far ahead. I want to back up and say your gift is something that comes easily and naturally for you, that you just do. Not, you don't even realize it. You just do it. And most people, that's why most people don't know what their gifts are, because they naturally just do it. Just like I didn't know what my gift was in the beginning, because I just naturally had this knack for loving people, and I naturally had this gift of being able to hear things that most people don't hear. As I'm growing more in tune with my spirituality, and I'm going to say this again, as I'm growing more in my spirituality, because I am spiritual and I am not religious, what that means is I have a personal relationship with God. That means I took myself, read the Bible from beginning to end, still I'm back and forth in it every single day. I developed my own personal relationship with my God. And then he showed me the God that is within me. Okay. And so that's why I say to people, it's so important to get in tune, in touch with your higher power, whoever that may be, because it will only help develop your gifts more. So let's get to the conference I'm at, and we have like a lunch hour, and we're all eating lunch together. And I go in and I sit at this table. I'm the only woman that's gonna sit at this table, right? Listen, ladies, we know how that is. I'm like, listen, I just want to sit down and eat my food. First of all, I gave up meat. I'm starving because I only eat during certain periods. Like I just want to sit down and eat my food. I'm not thinking about a man on that level at this point, right? I just want to eat. I'm not here to pick up. I'm just here to eat. Like real talk, ladies. You ever feel that way? Like I just want to sit down. Anyway, I digress. So I'm sitting at this table and I'm listening to this guy. He's talking because we're all talking. We're there for business. So he's talking about his business. He's a millionaire talking about his business, and he's going through these things. And I'm hearing him speak, and all I heard was pain. He was talking, I need you to hear me. He was talking about his business and what he did and how he went about it, and how he became successful in what he's doing and what he's looking to take his business to the next level. So I'm listening, and the other men at the table, they're listening too, and I'm like, all I hear is pain. So this is why a gift is beautiful. I turn around and I say to him, I hear everything you're saying, and I'm not gonna. I am very clear on one thing. It is not for me to tell another person's story. So as I tell these stories, I will not divulge everything because I think that that's important for some things to stay sacred. So I will share this. So I turn around to him and I say, I love all the accolades and everything you're telling me, and how you're building your business. And I said, well, when will you take time to truly sit back and heal and love on yourself? And he looked at me like, what? So I told him what I heard when he was speaking. And he said to me, no one has ever been able to understand what I'm going through. Just like that. Just like that. So I asked him, was it okay? Because it's COVID, y'all. I asked him, was it okay for me to give him a hug? And the reason why hugs are so important to me, hugs are healing to me. So let me just say this. I am a certified life coach, but I am a healer. So I asked him, is it okay for me to give him a hug? And do you know I'm going to tell you the piece of the story that he shared with me and why, because it's going to all tie together, and why I say it's so important for people to walk in their gifts. He says to me, 6 weeks ago, my brother was shot in the head and killed. 6 weeks ago, he experienced one of the most painful things in his life, but no one heard his cries through him talking about his business. But I was able to hear it. I was able to give him a hug. And just in that moment, you could feel some of the weight of it, because it was that feeling of somebody gets me. So why am I sharing this story? Because your gift will make room for you. So now I'm going to take it to a client of mine. So I had this client who came in, and I'm going to tell you, I screen the people I work with. I do not work with everyone, because everyone is not serious about their purpose and their gift and their walk. Some people love to just like dilly-dally. I'm serious about this. I'm serious about people walking in their gifts. I'm serious about healing. I'm serious about being the change I want to see in this world. So I'm serious about this, y'all. So I feel like God sends me some of the most toughest, most resistant nuts to crack. And I feel like he sends that to me because that's partly who I am, but we're not going to talk about that right now. So my client who came to me, she really just didn't. So I work with a lot of empty nesters. My niche really is women and or men, because I work with men as well, who children are about to leave their life or have left their life, and they're just not sure what to do with themselves because they've given themselves completely over to their children's lives or their husband's lives. And now it's like, what am I going to do with myself? So that's really my niche. So she came to me. She really didn't know where her purpose was. And we walked through it, and it comes to find out, and I know she's listening, and I love her, because to watch her walk now, oh, glory be. I say glory be to God. I say it. Okay, so it turns out that, photography was a part of her life. And she wanted to really dive in on that. So we walked through what her life looked like, what that vision looked like, and she signed up to take photography classes. But let me tell you how, when I tell you that your gift will make room for you and you believe, and I'm not saying that we're not supposed to develop our gifts, because I do. I'm in three different trainings at one time right now. Oh my goodness, blowing my mind. But at any rate, you're supposed to develop a gift. I'm not saying that. But if it's your gift, you'll walk in your calling. So shortly afterwards, she tells me how she gets booked to take, I believe, pictures at, it was Rutgers College, at an event. And she's telling me about it. And here's what she didn't realize about her gift. I said, so your gift, you're going to show people how to love themselves through the gift of photography. Do you know how you sometimes you take that picture and you look and you're like, oh my God, I look good. Or, just that feeling. Because here's the thing, most of us are chasing the feeling. We always think that it's the money. And I'm going to dispel that, right? So we always think, oh, when I make this amount of money, or when I go to this gift, or when I buy that house, or when I get the new car. Truthfully, we're chasing the feeling of feeling good. It's never the things. Hello, somebody. I need someone to write that down. It is never the things. We're chasing the feeling. So that feeling you get when you're posing and you take that picture and you look back, she's going to show people their true beauty through her gift of photography. That's why it's important to walk in your gift, to know what your gifts are, which in turn is your purpose for being here. And are you using that gift? Because if you just use that gift, you never know whose life you're going to save. And if we're not here to help lighten the world and light it up and save a soul with either a hug or a kind word or a smile or a gift of photography or the gift of our voice, then what are we doing here? Or are you one of those who are sitting back waiting on the world to change, never knowing that you are the world? That it takes you to change in order to create the change. So I'm going to back up now and we're going to talk about money, because so many people I come across, and it's actually scary what people will do for money. It's actually scary how people will attach themselves to people just for $1. It's scary to me. Really and truly, it's scary to me what people will do for money, the lengths that they will go to for money. And let me tell you something, people will always, you got to be very careful of the people that say money is the root of all evil. It's not money, honey. That tells me that you really didn't read that Bible well. It is the love of money. It is the love of money. And you can tell the people who love the money as opposed to God, their God of their choosing, because they will do anything besides align with God to get it. Anything. They don't care who they step on. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care what they have to do to get $1. But I'm going to dispel a myth for you today. It is never the money. You're chasing a feeling. What do I mean by that? Well, I was a mom who was on welfare. That's how I started. I was 16 and pregnant. The ultimate statistic, according to them and they and those, which we don't care about. Okay. When I was on welfare, I thought I was getting $322 a month, right? I thought, well, if I just make, listen, y'all, $15,000 a year, it'll be better. Okay, I made the 15. Then I thought, if I make 30. Then I thought, if I make 40, it was always me saying that if I made more, things would get better. But what happens when you get more? If you're not a good steward over the little, if you don't cherish the little, if you don't do the right things with the little, you can get the more and still be miserable and still be unhappy and still keep chasing. Because you're chasing the feeling. So many people think if I just have more money, and those are the broke people. I said it. You're broken in your spirit. You're broken in your mind. You're broken in your heart. And most times you're dealing with some sort of childhood mother-father trauma that really, truly needs some healing. And that requires a therapist. And you got to hear me. I'm not saying you're broken. I'm saying there's a spirit in you. There's a spirit in you. Understand that. It's a spirit in you that's causing you to lash out in the most toxic ways for $1. Selling your soul to the spirits for $1. And never even knowing if you just chase your God, if you just walk in your gift, you don't have to chase a thing. You are attracted in the line to you. When you walk in your beauty of who you are, instead of trying to use somebody's back to step on to get $1. Somebody needed this message today, because I always ask the Holy Spirit to fill me up with the words before I speak it. But there is somebody right now that's plotting on somebody else for $1. Never knowing that what you plot on and those spirits that lead you into that way is the very spirits that will continue to keep you broke. Broken finances, broken in spirit, broken in your heart. Broke. You want to know what's in the way of why you haven't achieved the things you wanted to achieve? It's those spirits, baby. It's those spirits. And none of them are of a higher calling. None of them are of a higher consciousness. None of them are of a higher God. They're not. And the worst part is, most people who operate in those spirits think that they will never be caught, or most people or someone won't know. But if there's somebody who's operating in their God spirit, if there's someone who's tuned in touch with their higher power, if there's someone who's in tune in touch with their intuition, which is their God-given, our intuitive gifts, which I thank the Lord for, they know. They may not tell you, but they know. And then you would think, well, if they know, well, why would they help me anyway? It's the God in them. It's the God in them. But understand that when you operate out of those spirits, that negative cycle, that toxic cycle, you can't understand, like, man, I have more money, I have more things, I got the car, I got the house, but I still don't feel right. Something still is off. And you think you got to keep chasing more. Neither understanding if you would just stop and get still and chase your purpose, which is attached to your higher. It's attached to your higher consciousness, which is attached to God. I'm not here to tell you who to believe in and what to believe in. I'm telling you that it's time for you to get in tune and touch with that and the importance of that, so it can remove those spirits. Now, let me tell you, I'll give you another example of why walking in your gift is so beautiful. And if you want to know what your gift is and you want to work on it, if you are about to be an empty nester or an empty nester and want to know what it is that is your gift or your purpose, www.moessass.com, moesass.com, or info@moesass. Email me. We can talk. We can set up an initial consultation to see if you are a fit, and if you want to learn. I had to do this. This is how I actually started, guys. I'll tell my story another time, because I knew my kids were leaving. They were growing up, and I'm like, what am I going to do? It was 6 of them, and I have 5 living, because those of you who know my story, I buried 2 sons. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So that's how this all started. And this is why I wanted to also step into my gift of helping people who are about to become empty nesters or are empty nesters into walking in their purpose and their gift. You get to do that. You don't have to leave this earth not leaving all of your gifts here. Okay, so I'm going to share with you another story really quick. So on Fridays, sometimes I go live on TikTok, and I love to talk to the people. I love to give love and spread love to others, being the change I want to see in this world. Okay, so we're on TikTok and we're just talking, and people come through. I allow them to ask me questions and I answer them, and I'm just sharing love. And I always tell them the same thing I'm about to tell you now, that my love is conditional. I am not one of those that will come and stand before you and say, it's unconditional love. That is a lie. My love is conditional, and let me tell you what I mean by that. If I give and show you love, my expectation is that when you leave from me, when you leave from this video, when you leave from my podcast, when you leave from anything that I've written on my social media platforms, life coaching with just a W, Sass on Instagram and Facebook, I expect for you to go show love to your child, your spouse, your significant other, somebody on your job, your strong friend. Check on your strong friend, because that man that I was speaking to, that I talked about that story, he's strong, but nobody was checking on him. Check on your strong friends, and when they tell you that they're fine, I need you to lean in and dig a little deeper and hear the things that they're not saying. Okay, so we're talking on this platform, and people are sharing things with me, and I'm walking them through it, and I'm talking to them about what God has done in my life, and what talking to them about my gift and how I got started in my gifts, and the fact that I will never allow any person or anything to come in between my gift that I'm supposed to give to this world, my purpose and what I'm here to do, which is not to just break generational curses. I need y'all to hear this too, because everybody keep talking, I'm a generational curse breaker. That's great. So what now? What are you going to do now? It's about creating generational blessings now. So we broke the curses. So now it's time to truly walk in our gift so that we can create generational blessings, right? And when I talk about generational blessings, I'm talking about an abundance of all things. It's not just money. Stop being so money hungry. That'll come. But the blessings, the abundance of love, the blessings and abundance of peace. Let me tell you something. There is no amount of money that can buy my peace. The peace of mind and peace in my spirit and peace in my heart, there's no amount of money that can replace peace. I'm just saying. The abundance of joy, the abundance of the little things. And you always think it's had to be something big. When I get on TikTok, that's a little thing. It's just me turning on live and having conversation with people. But let me tell you what happened as a result of that conversation that I had. And I did a video one day. I just felt it in my spirit to do it. And I received a download to do it. And, what happened as a result of that? I received an email from someone who was on the live on TikTok on Friday. And literally, the words that shook me to my core when I got this email yesterday was thank you. Because I was contemplating on taking my life that night. And I just so happened to scroll on TikTok and came across your live. And they said, I don't know if God really exists. I don't know if it's true. But I do know that because I sat with you throughout those hours, and I think I stayed on for about 2.5, maybe 3 hours just talking, that I made an appointment to go see a therapist and got an emergency appointment to go see a therapist yesterday at 3:30. This is what walking in your gift will do. It ain't about me. But I always said when I started this journey, and I feel myself being emotional because I said this earlier. I said, God, if I could just save one life, just one. If I could just have one person not feel the pain that I felt back then. Because what happened for me was, as I was coming up and I had some pains in my life, there was no one who looked like me, who talked like me to help me through it. So I decided to take this walk because I said I wanted to be the person that I was looking for. If I could just save one life. And I'm so thankful that God chose me, chose my voice, so that someone knew that if they just waited another second and stayed on that live, which led to another minute, which led to another hour, which led to another day of them being here and understanding that they are important. I need you to understand I do this because I need you to know that you are important. I don't know who you are that's listening to this, but I need you to know that you are important. Your life matters. It matters. And if you're still here and you can still hear this, that means God is not done with you yet. God's not done with you yet. I'm not here to tell you who it is that you need to listen to. But if you don't have a person to listen to, and you want to know who I listen to, and you want to know who I talk to, and you want to know who helped me develop my gifts, email me. I will tell you anything. And I'm so glad they did, because I've been emailing and talking back and forth to people, because I don't chase money. I chase my purpose and I chase God. And because of that, he always takes care of me. You gotta connect the dots. But I need you to know that you matter. You matter. You matter. And if the spirit is on you that heavy, where it has you thinking of taking your life, I need you to understand something. Your life is truly, and this is no cliche BS, I had to learn this for myself. Your life truly matters, because you have a calling. You have something that you're supposed to leave in this world, something you're supposed to do in this world. That's why that spirit is on you so heavy, that wants you to leave before you complete the assignment. Don't leave before you complete the assignment. You matter. Your life matters. Your voice matters. Your voice matters. Last story I'm going to share before I leave with you. Same conference in Atlanta last week. I meet a Marine. And I hope he watches this, because I love him. Yeah, I don't know him and I love him. Okay? This is my gift. So I'm gonna sum this story up to say, in the middle of the conference, he came and set up by where I was, and he wasn't coming to sit by me because it was me. There was a speaker that was about to speak. Darnielle is her name. She bad. Oh my God, I loved her. Can't think her business right now, but she teaches people how to take their companies from six figures to millions, basically, right? That's what she does, specializes in. And he comes and sits next to me, and all of a sudden I start hearing stuff, y'all. And I'm like, I know I have to tell him this. So long story short, I tell him, and I was like, I hope this guy don't think I'm crazy. Anyway, later on that day, this is on a Sunday, the conference is over. Later on that day, he's sitting down at the bar. Now, this is in the middle of the hotel. It's about 5:36 in the evening, right? So we're in the middle. So there's people walking everywhere. So I go and I sit by him, and I was like, "Oh, I thought you were leaving," because he wasn't staying at my hotel. I was actually staying in the hotel where the conference was, right? So we start having this conversation, and I thank God for my gift, because I was able to hear his pain. And I'm gonna sum it up, because his story is his to tell, and I can't wait till he tells it, because it's powerful. And what he's gonna do, and he's gonna roll his eyes at me, and what he's gonna do, I'm saying it, what he's gonna do with his story is gonna help save someone else, because he was also a person who left God, so to speak, right? Almost, because I made this video about stop blaming God for what humans did to you, right? But long story short, this tough Marine, I mean, full on, I'm not crying. In the middle of the bar, I'm hugging him because he's crying, releasing that pain, and getting a small window of healing. This is why walking in your gift is so important, because when you just touch someone with a small bit of healing, it opens up the chambers of their heart, so then that they can go get fully healed by God. See, I'm not playing God. That's not what I'm doing. I'm walking in, and I'm opening up the chamber of their heart, so that then they understand that God loves them, and then take that walk with them. This is why you have to get in tune and in touch with your gift. This is why you have to get with either a therapist or a life coach, so we can start healing some of that trauma, so that very thing that you heal, you can go out and give it to this world, right? This is why you empty nesters who are just not quite sure what it is you want to do with your life, and you're holding on extra tight to your children, stifling their life because you don't know what to do with yours. It's time to release them, because they have something that they need to go put into this world. It's time to release them and walk into your walk, empty nesters. Yes, I feel you. It was hard for me as well. But now that I'm walking into this gift, and now that I'm using it, now that I'm touching people and touching lives, it is the best feeling in the world. No amount of money. Yeah, see, I swear you don't understand this. There's no amount of money that can replace that feeling. The reason why you believe that is because you don't have any money. The reason why you don't have any money is because you're not in tune and touch with your higher source and your higher power and your higher consciousness that will never keep you broke. The reason why you're in that place is because you're still listening to those people who teach from that side of the Bible, who teaches you that for somehow this humbleness, meekness means brokenness. This is why you have to let go of religion and get into spirituality. This is why you have to read the word for yourself and let those words leap off the pages in your heart. This is why you have to get yourself in a room with those people who are spiritual beings who will tell you that God is never a God that will keep you broke. Are you kidding me? You think he wants his children broke? You think he wants his children that to be his glory? Are you kidding me? You think that's what God wants his reputation to be? Are you serious right now? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Are you serious right now? That's not the reputation that he wants for himself or his children. I don't care who you call your God again. Whoever you call it. Do you think your God, Buddha, Allah, wants you to believe that? Wants you to live that way? No. And here's the last thing to that. Forgive those who taught that because they didn't know any better. They were taught that. They were taught that. But this is why you have to come to know for yourself. And if you want to come to know for yourself, if you want to know how to walk in your purpose and your power, and notice how I use my client who's using photography. Sometimes it's not your lips. Your gift could be the thing that you do. It could be, you could be a mechanic. And because you're going to fix that person's car, you're going to fix that person's car who were on their last dime and on their last leg. And because you were able to help them understand they don't have to replace it. We can just fix this and fix that. They get to walk along with that sigh of relief. See, you think it's a big thing and people say, that's a crazy story. No, it's not, because I've been through that too. Where it's like, oh my God, I really don't want to replace my car right now. And my mechanic was able to fix it. And I said, thank you, God, because my car has over 300,000 miles. Can I replace it? Sure, but why? I'm not really in the mood to appease anybody or please anybody or get anyone else's validation. I'm more in tune and touch with chasing my God and my purpose. See that there? But in chasing that, the joy and the love, the abundance, it brings abundance, and it makes room for you. So, www.moesass.com, Moe Sass on YouTube, Life Coaching W, not the whole word spelled out, it's with Sass on Instagram and Facebook. I hope to hear from you. I hope you have the most amazing Sunday and go out and be the change you want to see in this world. Be the change you want to see in this world. Until next Sunday. Bye, guys.